Hi, I'm Dave, and today I want to share with you how you can protect your business by using strong passwords, because what we've been taught in the past doesn't work. It's very poor advice, and what we've done is we've accidentally taught humans, people like you at work, to generate passwords that are very hard for you to remember but very easy for computers to guess. So today we're going to learn a few techniques you can use to replace that process with a new process which will make it easy to have a password you can remember without stress, without worry, and you can stop sticking your passwords under your keyboards on a post-it note. Don't think we don't check. Now, the first thing you need to know about passwords is the password length is very important. Passwords can be hacked very quickly. Here's a chart to give you an idea of how quickly passwords can be hacked nowadays. So you really need to have a password that's 12 characters or longer. Now, if you do that by arbitrarily choosing random upper and lowercase letters, numbers, symbols, how on earth are you going to remember it? So there is one way of doing this, and this is a thing called a password manager. Your company may provide one. There's quite a few out there. We use Keeper, there's OnePass, LastPass, great tools. And what that means, you've got one password to remember and all the rest are stored in your password database. People say, but what if that gets hacked? Well, you need to set a strong master password on it. You need to be using multi-factor authentication. I'll talk about that more later. But it's still better than having Bobby23 as your password on absolutely everything. What I want you to be thinking, and if you take away nothing else from this video, every password for every system you use must be unique. What I mean by that is not just unique to you. Nobody else in the world should ever have used that password before. So once you start to think about that, you're thinking, well, how can I create a password that no one has ever created or used before? Actually, it's really simple, because there's loads of stuff you know in your head already that you could use to generate strong passwords. There's places you've been, things that you know, people's names. Obviously, you need to use stuff that isn't like on your social media and easily find outable. I've got a puppy, her name is Bailey. That would make a really bad password. What about if I put a 1 at the end? Bailey1, is that better? Or Bailey1 exclamation mark? No, it's a rubbish password. But if you set the password to Bailey the dog is brown question mark 5, that's a much stronger password, but quite easy to remember. But what you don't want to do is then set that on your work account, and then your personal account set Bailey the puppy is brown 2, because you'll get confused. So for your personal password, maybe you'll generate something else. Maybe you can generate it around something in your house, or your children's name, or somewhere you went on holiday, a place you went to at school. Maybe there's a school trip you went on. There's all the stuff that's quite actually difficult to find out. You must make sure it includes symbols and numbers, and don't use 1, 2, 3. Don't use exclamation mark or the pound symbol. Don't use $. Try and mix it up a bit more. There's quite a lot of symbols on the keyboard. Use all of them. Brackets, curly brackets, slashes, upper and lowercase letters, loads of options. Include those. Don't do this thing where you set password with capital P, A, 55, W, 0, R, D, because computers can guess this. So what I'm saying to you is, when you're trying to think of a good password, take some stuff you know already, make it a long phrase, make sure it's unique so nobody else in the world will ever have used this password before. That will really help keep your system secure. It'll be easy to remember. You won't have to write it down on a post-it note. But if you do, what you can do is, and here's a really good tip, I write the password out on the post-it note as I create it. Password books are okay as well. I don't particularly like them, but it's better than nothing. Just don't use it for your main login. Write it on a post-it note, type it a few times. Once you've learnt it, rip the post-it note up. Throw half of it in the bin and put the half in your pocket. So there is a thing called dumpster dive, when people go through your bins trying to find information. But whatever you do, start to use long, unique passwords. It'll make it much, much harder to be hacked. It'll make your systems more secure, and it'll mean that you won't have to deal with the stress and heartache of having to deal with a cyber incident. And bear in mind, for most businesses, the average cost of a recovery for a cyber incident is £250,000 per incident. Thanks very much for watching. If you've got any questions, let me know, and I hope that was useful. Thanks for watching.